Take I-95 out of Daytona and then you head south about 80 miles, you will wind up right near Cape Canaveral in Cocoa Beach, and that's where we find Jeff Paul right now. Jeff.
Yeah, Trace, we're just starting to feel the outer bands of Hurricane Dorian here in Cocoa Beach. The wind gusts have picked up, and you can probably tell behind me the waves out here have become bigger and they are getting stronger. A lot of the people out here just showing up to take it all in, see how this storm is exactly going to impact their low-lying community. You can see maybe one guy is out there in the water. We've seen a surfer every once in a while trying to catch a wave. But the mood around town here, other than the people coming out here to check out the waves, very quiet. Most of the people have their resources in place, and they say they're just going to ride this thing out.
Hey, this isn't my first rodeo. I've been through a dozen hurricanes, and I know a lot of people around the area that some of them are staying.
I would never do that with a hurricane. You always have to follow it. Got to prepare, do the house, and then from there just sit back and enjoy the ride. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Now, keep in mind, many of these beach towns count on holidays like the Labor Day weekend to give them a much-needed boost as the vacations for summer start to come to a close. One shop owner we spoke with says it's been a very difficult week. He doesn't really know what to tell his employees because this storm, it seemed like it was moving faster. Now it's slowing down, so he doesn't know when to tell them to show up or not. But one thing is certain, the people in this community, especially the closer you get to the water, they are watching the storm very closely. Trace?
Yeah, that woman saying just sit back and enjoy the ride. Well, it's a very dangerous ride in some places, and officials are kind of warning people they have to take this thing seriously.
Yeah, and the spot that we're in, it's under a mandatory evacuation right now because it is so low-lying and so close to the water. The storm surge, that's what they're really worried about. As you take a look at some of the waves that are coming up here, this isn't even high tide yet. If you look way back, it's coming up way higher. And so when the storm gets closer and closer, these waves are only going to get higher. And that complacency that we're talking about has sort of come about because this storm is taking days and days and days. We've been talking about it for a while. And the local sheriff here, he has a message for people who are getting complacent. Take a listen.
This storm is nothing to play with, and while we all have our hopes and prayers that it is going to stay off the coast, it is still too far away for us to absolutely say that. So again, we're asking everybody to please take this opportunity to finalize preparations for your home and then go to one of the shelters.
Now, one thing we should point out, the Brevard County EOC saying that they will not close the causeways during a storm. They say they might close them after to check structural integrity when that big traffic starts to resume after a storm. Trace?
Jeff Paul live for us along the Space Coast there in Florida. Jeff, thank you.